the same for my brothers here as well. My son, Kwejoako Ofureji of Iman Agri House, is here. He is here because as a father, I saw no better place for him to be, to get him properly adjusted in his formative years. Mfantsipim will teach him some of life's hard lessons and make a complete human being out of him. Similarly, my brothers have done same. And as you can all see, we are very proud of Mr. 𝗟𝗑𝗙 Thompson, who is an immaculate progeny of one of us. Mr. Chairman, admittedly, a lot has changed since we left this school 30 years ago. The fourth industrial revolution has happened and remains on course. And as you come up the hill towards the administration block, you will see Ghana Telecom booths that were installed to allow students to make calls. They have now become relics of ages past. But the interesting thing about this is that in my days here, we didn't have those. We had to go collect an exit, go to the post office in town, and log a call. And you prayed that there was somebody at the other end of that phone to pick up your call. Today we have smartphones that have more memory and processing power than the computer that placed the first man on the moon. Our educational system has also had its fair. We have seen an unprecedented increase in accessibility to secondary education. This single intervention was a deliberate attempt at the democratization of education, bringing about equity and equal opportunity for all Ghanaians. It's in concordance with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 4, which aims at ensuring inclusive and equitable quality education and promoting lifelong learning opportunities for all. Indeed, I believe the first target of the SDG 4, which is supposed to be by 2030, having all girls and boys having complete, free, equitable, quality and secondary education that will lead to relevant and effective learning outcomes. Back to meet the free and equity part of the SDG 4 targets. However, are we on track on the quality of the education that we are offering? Are our interventions leading to relevant and effective learning outcomes? Are our products ready for the current job markets? The fourth industrial revolution and the Internet of Things. Will our students be leaders at the forefront of innovations, solve ourselves, and find answers to? I have been involved in the teaching of medical students for the past 15 years. Sadly, from my perspective, I have seen the dwindling in the quality of the students that come to us to study medicine. Similarly, in my other role as a Chief Technical Officer of Fairgreen, the quality of the interns and graduates that come to us has seen a significant dip. Yes, the numbers have increased, but with it has seen a decline in the quality of our products. Several reasons have been ascribed to this. Chief amongst them is the lack of resources to cope with the increasing numbers. We have increased the intake of students, but have not easily equipped the teaching staff and the training institutions with the requisite resources to maintain the same quality of education. Our educational system as it is now cannot provide the quality education required to build a better Ghana. I have come across publications and statements by some of the country's eminent educationists who share the same sentiments. Quality is being sacrificed in examinations, and learners are also not learning just as develop sustainable livelihoods and contributes to peaceful democratic societies that enhance individual well-being. Mr. Chairman, throughout history, the seismic changes that have occurred in our lives have been occasioned by the recognition that the status quo cannot remain, by the need for man to make a better life for himself and break away from the existing limitations. From the placement of a man on the moon to the development of superior artificial intelligence that can think like humans, and in some instances are even far superior to our human brain, man has made use of what he had at his disposal. In adversity lies opportunity for greatness. And we must become great. And the pathway to greatness lies in the provision of our quality education, lies in the provision of quality education to our students. Education as it is has undergone profound changes. In a rapidly evolving world, technology has played a central role in this transformation. Like many other nations, the ability of educational progress. Digital technology can transform Ghana's educational landscape, making it more accessible, equitable, and effective. Let us begin first, though, by recognizing that quality education is not a luxury, but a fundamental right for every Ghanaian child. In a nation that boasts a rich history and a promising future, we must ensure that education reaches every corner on how digital technology can be used to redefine quality education. It allows students, even in the most remote areas of Ghana, and e-learning platforms, we can bring the world's best educators to our students. Virtual classrooms and telepresence solutions will provide both our teachers and learners an immersive learning experience, irrespective of where they are in the country. They be made available to students anywhere to review at a later date. So by so doing, we actually increase the access to quality education. Personalized learning. We would all agree that we do this in our current dispensation. But currently now, digital technologies provide us with adaptive software and AI-driven tools that can assess the strengths and weaknesses of individual learners, or students that they need to pay attention to. So artificial intelligence can allow them, or can take some of the slack of the work that they need to do, so that they can really focus their energies on the students who need additional help and guidance. Interactive learning. One of the challenges that our learners have is that they are incapacitated by their disability to intuitively visualize, conceptualize, and practicalize the many principles that they are taught. This has resulted in the phrase, chew, pour, pass, and forget. Interactive educational tools like simulations and virtual labs make learning more engaging and memorable, so that they do not have to commit certain things into memory. They are able to transform complex theories into practical hands-on experience that our learners are able to relate to. There are several digital tools that can stimulate virtual science labs that our students can use to safely learn and conceptualize the general principles of science without having to commit them into memory. Resource efficiencies. Digital textbooks and online resources reduce the need for physical materials, making education more sustainable and eco-friendlier. This also has economic benefits by reducing the financial burden on students and the schools. Besides the environmental and economic gains that we would derive from going digital with our textbooks, we also would have gained the agility to correct and modify contents within our textbook without having to discard large volumes of printed material. A case in point is if you have, or recently we had situations where certain texts in our textbooks were not approved or recommended. Those textbooks had to be recalled, and this is significant loss to the state. But imagine that these texts were digital. It would have been easy for us to just change them, and then they become readily accessible to our students. Data-driven education. You will all agree with me that over the years, each school has gathered tons of information or data on students, their performance, learning outcomes, and this vast amount of data is waiting to be analyzed. Through data analytics, we can gain insights into the learner's performance and its juxtaposition against social factors and teaching methods. This will ensure that educational reforms that we undertake are not whimsical or capricious, but rather based on evidence gathered over the years. This is how we ensure the appropriate evolution of our educational system. Mr. Chairman, as outlined above, these interventions are to allow us to redefine our educational system. We have seen digital transformation at work in many sectors of our economy. We have successfully revolutionized the way banking is done in Ghana and are on the pathway to fully democratize provides the engine that drives our very successful national ID system. Ghana's biometric voter management system that was used to conduct the very successful 2020 general election was designed and built and currently being maintained by Ghanaians. Recently, I moderated a panel discussion on artificial intelligence in healthcare, which was organized by the Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. And it came to light that there are several Ghanaian startups and individuals that are actively involved in AI to solve everyday problems in health and agriculture. Some of these are participating in venture capital funding and grants that runs into millions of dollars. The solutions that they seek to provide will be disruptive and change the way health practice in our resource-poor setting. Mr. Chairman, what this tells me is that the technical know-how on the use of digital technology to solve any problem, including the redefinition of our education system to improve its quality in a sustainable manner, is there. What we need to do now is to have that deliberate plan to make these solutions work for us. If we set it off, I believe that it will be an ever-rewarding cycle of innovations and improvements. Digital technologies have and will continue to redefine sustainable quality education in Ghana. However, as we embrace the technological advancements, it is essential to address the digital divide that still exists in our country. Not all students have equal access to the internet, and not all students have equal access to digital devices. We must work together to extend these opportunities to all, leaving no one behind. There's the need to have a concerted effort by all stakeholders. By that I mean government, the private teachers, parents, and students. We all have a role to play. Mfantsipim has had a rich history of academic excellence, and I do not doubt that by embracing digital technology, we will continue to nurture generations of leaders who will contribute to the development and prosperity of Ghana. It is against this backdrop that I wish to announce the establishment of a 3-month paid internship program for 3 of the best performing graduating Mfantsipim students in ICT at my company, 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗡. 𝗟𝗓𝗓𝗡 has a 25-year record of providing ICT solutions in Ghana and other parts of Africa, advancing the digital transformation agenda of many companies and institutions. This internship will be structured to introduce the graduating student technologies, such as data center physical infrastructure, big data, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and the Internet of Things. It will form the preparative step towards further studies in computer science and engineering. I wish to encourage my other fellow movers in the ITC space to institute similar mentorship programs for our graduating students as well. In conclusion, digital technology is reshaping and sustainable. As a society, it is incumbent upon us to harness the power of technology to create an educational ecosystem that empowers all learners, fosters critical thinking, and prepares them for the challenges and opportunities of the future. Thank you, and may the spirit of excellence and innovation continue to be promulgated within these walls. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much, Speaker, for your address. Robert Mensah, 2 Visual Arts class, 2V. See me right away. Let's acknowledge the sponsorship for the best cadet student senior and junior divisions by Papa 𝗟𝗓𝗙𝗪, MOBA 2013, cash prize of 500 Ghana cedis. Let's also acknowledge the donation of laptops from Engineer Dominic Kwame Ahenkra. His award of laptops went to the best science student, Form 3, 1 WASI Award, Excellence, and the best science student in Form 2. Additionally, Dr. Nana Amagezi, MOBA 93, also gave out 1 laptop for WASI Award, 1 laptop for the best art student in Form 2, and then the best art student in Form 3. Two other laptops from MOBA 1985 went in for WASI Awards. Winners of the Joe Ashi Memorial Prize should meet the president of MOBA 66 after this function behind the D's, Adika Philip and Christian Kwabena Asante, Form 2 and Form 3 prizes in literature. Let me invite President MOBA 93 for a short statement, after which Ebusua Penny will make his address, and that will bring us to the end of this rather short ceremony. Semevo 93, let's acknowledge his presence.
Thank you and good afternoon. Mr. Chairman, with your kind permission, I will stand on the protocols established by my handsome guest speaker to make my statement. This is actually a recognition for one of our own. He was acknowledged in the guest speaker's speech, Dr. Christian 𝗟𝗓𝗪. And Dr. Christian 𝗟𝗓𝗪 has recently been awarded by the President of the Republic of Ghana, and he will want to come to appreciate Mfantsipim for contributing to that award and also give back to Mfantsipim. I will now invite Dr. Christian 𝗟𝗓𝗪 to come up. On 14th March 2023, the State Honor of the Republic of Ghana, Order of the Volta member, was conferred on Dr. Christian 𝗟𝗓𝗪, a member of MOBA 93, by His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana. This honor is in recognition of his selflessness, courage, and hard work, and outstanding contributions, and particularly in case management, which brought success to the nation in the management of COVID-19 and the preservation of lives of many Ghanaians who developed severe and critical diseases. You all remember that when COVID was at its peak, there were doctors out there helping to save lives. He played a very, very important role and has been recognized by the state. Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗪 appreciates the contribution Mfantsipim has made in his life. MOBA 93 has supported, and all other MOBA members, and would like to now appreciate us and the school. Dr. 𝗟𝗓𝗪, you have the floor now.
Mr. Chairman, all invited guests, teachers and students of the great Mfantsipim School, ladies and gentlemen, and of course, Mobile 93. 33 years as one of the 185 boys to start the experiment of the senior high school, the very first batch of SS. And 3 years ago, as I walked out of this place, I believe all of us, our parents, many who are here today will remember that we still had a lot of uncertainty. But one thing we did not have any uncertainty about was the values and the virtues that were basically inculcated in us while we passed through this hill. And through that time, I don't have any uncertainty 30 years later as to what this school did to me and what it did to my brothers standing out there. I didn't come to make a speech, I came to make an appreciation of the role Mfantsipim played in the singular honor that I was awarded by the state. And the appreciation is not singular, it is very plural. There were many people who contributed to that, but I still think most important was the school that I passed through and which passed through me. There was not only one Mfantsipim boy who was awarded that day, and that tells you the story of our school. Recognize the other members of the Order of the Volta from Mfantsipim, Professor William Ampofu, Dr. 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, the current Director of Public Health of Ghana Health Service, Dr. Joseph 𝗟𝗜𝗙𝗘, the current acting director of the Ghana Infectious Disease, to recognize that when our country was in crisis, it did not only depend on the intellect of its product, it depended on the humanity, and that humanity was led by Mfantsipim boys. And these four gentlemen I just mentioned, in addition to other people who were awarded, spanned different pillars of our health response in our country. But let me say that it is not only in health that we have shown our ability, our virtue, our value as Mfantsipim boys. That may have been what is visible. And as I look at my brothers here and my seniors, never think that you do not have enough. So I want to say a big thank you. They stood up, made a contribution when our country could not even access personal protective equipment, and decided that they were going to protect their brothers who were leading the response in our country and their team members. They used